We've had more communication with a lot of department heads, and a lot of the experiences happening around Omaha with development and things like that. A lot of people are ready.
Yeah.
My name is Marissa Vallecillo, she, her pronouns, and I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, born and raised. But I always like to say that my family comes from Mexico, so all of my roots, usually in my ethnicity and my culture, comes from Mexico.
So in the past, you've worked a lot on education regarding City of Omaha's budget process and have focused a lot of community attention and engagement on poverty elimination, on climate action, and really on the people's budget. And so can you tell me about your approach and what you've got in store for 2026?
Yeah, so I've been in the organizing world for a good amount of years. I started off really in college, and that's kind of where a lot of my passion started. There's a lot of issues happening. I was part of the class that experienced COVID. So we had a lot of struggles internally, and I was in student government at that time. So we were doing a lot of work really to kind of help with tuition, and also just support people wherever they were at, because we were all at home kind of experimenting with the new culture of COVID. And then slowly it's transitioned, like I graduated from college and, I was really interested in politics and things like that. So I really wanted to invest in my community and learn more about it. So I was really trying to learn a lot in that time period. So whenever issues were popping up, I was at city council, and that's kind of when I was learning about the budget process. They had all these plans that they were starting to create, like the Climate Action Plan, the Poverty Elimination Act. So there's just a lot of projects happening all at once.
Yeah.
So I was tapping in wherever I felt like I wanted to learn more about. With the Climate Elimination Act, they had a lot of listening sessions and things like that. So I was just mostly attending those. And then now, with learning more about how these structures work and the systems, I've been meeting with different department heads, city council officials, and I really wanted to do something with the budget process. So
Yeah.
I really see 2026 kind of being more of that exploratory phase because we have a new mayor.
Yeah.
We have a new mayor who has a whole different approach and different goals that they want to do. So right now we're kind of just seeing, what they're going to introduce, what things they want to advocate for. All these plans are in place too in Omaha now with the Climate Elimination Act, Poverty Elimination Act. So it's like we have a lot of things that we can work towards and a lot of goals that people have been implementing. So yeah, we're just excited to tap into that.
Tell me a little bit about the drive. What do you love most about Omaha?
Yeah, there's a lot to love about Omaha. Like I said, I was born and raised in Omaha, so it's pretty easy to kind of see segregation happening in the area. So in school, I feel like they don't really teach you really about redlining and kind of how that impacted. So it kind of drew me to learn more about the history, especially because in Omaha, I lived in South Omaha, so everybody knew 24th Street being the hub and the area where all the culture was forming. But I never learned about North 24th Street, which is North Omaha. So I just feel like there's just so much history, especially with Malcolm X and things like that.
Yeah.
They don't teach any of that at school in our history, so I feel like Omaha really has a lot of strong history, and we're relearning a lot of different things about how the environment was back in the day and trying to do better as a community. And I really see that in a lot of initiatives and things that are happening.
I suppose, on the flip side, what worries you about Omaha?
Yeah, I think because of all the development, there's so much development happening in our area, a lot of changes. I mean, the streetcar has been the biggest discussion in Omaha for a lot of different months when it was introduced to now that it's actually happening and being executed. I think a lot of fear that I've been seeing in the community is the fact that a lot of people feel like they're being left behind, especially small business owners right now in this time with the streetcar. They're having to mobilize and find different ways to make their income because there's a lot of barriers happening right now with people showing up and going to their businesses, So I think with all the development, people just want to know that the city sees them and that they still are providing a lot to the economy, but they also don't want to be left behind. So people just want to really be seen right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you tell me a little bit about what made you want to join the Apiary?
Yeah, I think it really got back to I really wanted to connect with people who were doing different things around Nebraska. I feel like it's really hard to not connect with rural communities. You know, we stay in our like area a lot, especially in Omaha. Like I don't think I ever leave Omaha unless I'm like traveling outside the country, but I feel like sometimes there's a lot of silos. So when I learned about, you know, this cohort, I was really excited because I really wanted to learn from other people who are doing really cool work.
Yeah.
And the visibility, maybe there's collaborational efforts that we can do together. So it was more of like really wanting to meet other people who are doing this in other areas that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. So, you know, with that in mind, I'm kind of curious for you to tell me a little bit more about the groundwork that you've laid and your civic action plan, what you intend to do for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, like I really have an emphasis really in city budget stuff and local work, because for a long time, you know, the legislator and things like that, it always impacts our community, specifically in Omaha, but it's just so hard with the culture right now. We are not seeing a lot of shifts with leadership, but also shifts with like bills and stuff like that. It's really hard to pass anything in the legislature right now. So we're trying to go back into our roots and kind of learn more of how we can make change on the local level. So when we kind of saw a problem last year when we first started hosting the workshops, like city budget workshops, we really saw a need for people to give feedback on like what we're funding in the city. You know, it's our tax dollars. Like, why shouldn't the people decide where that money goes? So yeah, that's kind of what I have laid out for my project is really, last year was the first time that we did the city budget workshops and we saw a lot of success with it. And now that, we have a completely different mayor, I feel like there's a lot of avenues and I don't know, there's just a lot of things that we're really excited for.
Yeah.
A lot of people are ready.
Yeah.
They're ready to activate and do something in the community. And I feel like with the action plan and the things we have laid out for the year, I feel like the summer really is an opportunity to get people excited about what's going to happen in Omaha in the next 10 years.
Absolutely. I mean, it sounds like there are so many openings to make really important inroads across the community, across the city. And so, yeah, that's so exciting. And I really appreciate you taking the time.
Of course. Thank
Thanks.
you.